Alright, guys. So, something I've realized, right, is that anything in my life that I get involved in inevitably goes to shit, right? And, whether that might be projects at work that just don't pan out, or let's say a financial investment I make early on that just goes to shit and just puts me in the fucking shithole, right? Or let's say a career I want to pursue that just doesn't work out for one way or another, right? These things, they do impact me, but that's not really what I'm talking about, right? Because that's more concrete, right? Well, I'm talking about mainly these relationships, right? Like just fucking up relationships. And I'm talking relationships of every kind, across any kind of platform, whether that might be online or in real life, right? And so you might think, like, obviously, right, I'm the common denominator, so I'm the problem. And I do feel there is a part of that that's definitely true, right? But I feel like if it was really that simple, I feel like I would have identified that problem already and like took some action to try to fix this. And I'm not trying to blame it on anyone else, right? Woe is me, right? I'm not trying to do that. That is not what I'm trying to do here. But it's something I recognize that is happening, and I want to change this, but I just don't know how to go about it, right? Am I just a complete asshole that fucks up everything I touch, right? Probably. I don't know, but it feels like even the relationships I try really hard to manage. I don't want to say manage. Man, it sounds like I'm managing a project. It's not a project, right? Like, okay, like maintain. That's a better word, right? Like maintain and actively put effort into. Like even those relationships go to shit. In fact, I feel like a lot of times, I feel like the harder I try, the harder I fall. And I'm not trying to make it fail. I'm not trying to do that, right? Things always start off great, right? Whatever, what kind of relationship, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? There's always good camaraderie, right? I get invited to do things. It's a good time, yada, yada. Whenever we hang out, right? It's all good, right? But then after a while, it all just kind of stops. It just kind of stops, right? I stop, getting invited to things. And it even carries over, this kind of thing even carries over things I do in my leisure time, right? For example, like I play games, right? And the games I play, I just stop getting invited to play, right? It's like nobody wants anything to do with me anymore, right? And I don't even know if it's something I can fix or know how to fix, right? Because when I actually sit down and examine every individual friendship and relationship that I've either burned or the bridge has been burned, right? For one reason or another. There's always some different issue that pops up. So there's no one thing fixes all sort of, I don't even know what the root problem is, right? And I feel like a lot of times it is my own behavior that fucks everything, right? Sometimes I say too much or I'm too brutally honest in a way that might offend some people. Maybe I don't think much of it personally, but to some people they do, right? And so because that's happened before, and it's happened a lot before, what I'll do is I'll just not talk and hold it in, right? Stay silent to keep the peace, right? But it seems like that isn't a solution either. Because after a while, if I just don't say anything, like they'll also just inevitably drift away. And once again, I'll be forgotten. And maybe I'm just an asshole, right? Maybe I should just self-isolate, not interact with people ever. Because, at least no one gets hurt that way, right? And then I won't feel hurt from feeling always like I'm left behind and left alone and forgotten, right? Because at that point, the only one that can get hurt is me. And the only person that can hurt me is me. So. But, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know if there is a solution. It's just hard. It's something I want to change. I feel like, in fact, everything I touch just goes to shit.